One-sided love, subtle abuse, and survival. When you're in a one-sided relationship, you don't notice the abuse, the gaslighting, or the manipulation because it's subtle. You understand that everyone has disagreements in relationships, so you think it's normal. You take the bad with the good. It might just be the odd joking insult. Because it's said like a joke, you don't see it as abuse. You laugh it off. You minimise it. You move on. For example, little jabs about your age. I used to tell my kids I was older than what I wear and then laugh about it. There was one time, it was Mother's Day. Now, I didn't really bother with Mother's Day because his mum had passed away. I always took that into consideration before worrying about myself. This particular year, the kids said mentioned something about Mother's Day, and he looks directly at me and said, "I don't know what you was expecting, you're not that special." And then this smug grin appeared on his face. But he said it in a way where it felt like banter, so it was laughed off. But looking back now, and knowing what I know now, was it banter? Or did he actually mean it? Was I being abused and taking it as friendly banter? A lot of the time, it's not during the relationship when the real nasty stuff happens. A lot of the time, it's after the breakup, when they've got the new woman and they don't need you anymore. That's when they turn against you. When you're at your most vulnerable, when you're heartbroken, when you're trying to process the shock of what's happening, you're met with someone you can only describe as evil and cruel. Some people can't sit down and have a conversation about a breakup. They can't discuss finances. They can't discuss children. They can't agree to share responsibilities so everyone can move forward with clarity and with safety. Some people twist the narrative so they're not to blame. They leave you feeling like you are the cause of all the betrayal and destruction, and you deserve it. And no matter how much you try to explain, they become more and more abusive, more aggressive, and more cruel. Some people would rather hate you and blame you than take responsibility just to justify their hurting you. When this happens, the relationship doesn't end peacefully. It ends in destructive chaos. Not just in your home, not just in your family dynamics, but in your body. The more cruel they become, the more your heart, mind and body go into panic mode. You're reacting from survival. Your nervous system is traumatised. Trying to make sense of how someone you thought loved you is now declaring they hate you, spreading lies, making you out to be the bad person, positioning themselves as the victim. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to make sense of. It's mental cruelty. It's emotional cruelty. And it's kicking you while you're down. Sometimes the hardest part of all this, you still have to take care of your children and pretend that everything is fine. This shouldn't be happening to anybody, but it does. And you can't control what's happening. You can't control what they say. You can't control what they do. The only thing you can control is how you react to it all. These kinds of people want your reaction, they thrive on it. It's all entertainment for them. They want you to react so they can sit back and say, "See, I told you, she's crazy." Sometimes having no reaction is your best defense. Silence becomes your best friend in chaos. Take a step back, do nothing, because no matter what you do, it will be twisted into you being wrong. They blame shift, they manipulate others, they work to make you look unstable, so they can justify their own abusive behaviour. It's a game, and the more you beg for clarity, the more you try to reason with them, the worse the abuse becomes. Sometimes they even get the new woman they've left you for to join in, doing the dirty work for them, throwing insults, dragging you down, while they parade around, smug and untouched. A lot of the time, this is about control, keeping you confused, making sure nobody believes you, and that is a terrifying place to be. You spend so much time searching for safety, looking for answers, trying to be heard, only for it all to fall on deaf ears, leaving you feeling empty and alone. But know this, you are not alone. On this channel, I've put together everything that helped me understand what was happening and why. And slowly, very slowly, it does start to make sense. Slowly, you begin to come back to yourself. You're no longer confused, and you have a path forward. This is just a very, very small part of my story and my healing journey, and I'm sharing it with you in hope it gets you out of survival mode and living your bestest life. If it's one bit of advice you take from this, it's the fact that you can't control what's happening, but you can control how you react to it. And as my dad always used to say, silence is golden. Never knew what he meant by that at the time, but I sure as hell do now. Because since this breakup, since he was caught cheating, every word I have spoken has been twisted round and gone against me. The narrative was moved. History was rewritten, and I became non-existent. I've been put down, slagged off, abused, and treated like nothing. But you know what? I set boundaries. I stuck by my children, and I protected me and my kids. And I don't care what he thinks anymore, what anybody else thinks, as long as I'm safe and my kids are safe, that's all that matters. And if not reacting and being quiet and let them do whatever they want to do sets me free, that's all that matters. And you can do this too. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because it isn't. It is scary. You feel unsafe. You suffer with anxiety. You're on the verge of panic attacks, just going out the door some days. But you will get there. Just remember, you're braver than you think, and you are loved more than you know. And those little tiny human beings that you're looking after, they need a mom. So you will survive this, because I did. If this has helped you in any way whatsoever, go check out the other videos on my channel. There is meditations and all sorts and other information about emotional abuse that will help you sift through the confusion and find a way out.